I just spent $270 on groceries. Let me get this unloaded and I'll show you everything we bought. Holy moly, that's a lot of stuff. And I actually have another little short video of stuff that's not pictured here, but is included in the price. Yeah, I knew June was going to be an expensive month for us. It always is. We live very seasonally, but what we do in June is do up freezer meals for the next couple months to make convenience meals for the summertime months. I have a tentative meal plan already made up, what we're going to do on what weeknights, but I think I'm going to start doing my freezer meals next week. The kids have the rest of this week and a couple days next week of school, so hopefully I can get everything sewn up before we're off. So I did a lot of stops today. I stopped at Gateway Meat Market. I stopped at Roy's No Frills. That's a new No Frills in Woodside. I did a flash food pickup at No Frills. Then I went to Superstore, and then I did a flash food pickup at that same Superstore. So I'll take you through and include the prices of everything here. And I'll show you everything we were able to get for our money. Encourage my kids to eat fruit display. And in the middle there, I put some seeds on the free site yesterday, and a lady dropped me off a bouquet of phlox. Isn't that beautiful? So nice of her. And actually these are also cuttings a friend of mine dropped off. So nice. Okay, so my first stop was Gateway, of course, as always. Actually, I'll show you something I'm most proud of this week. We are finally getting some harvest. So I picked probably 2 quarts of strawberries on Sunday, and I knew it was going to rain today. It actually just started raining a few minutes ago. And so last night I picked 3 quarts of strawberries out of the yard. And then we're starting to get lettuce as well, so I won't have to buy lettuce again for a little while. So no cost for any of those. Gateway. 2 heads of broccoli, $2.97 each, regular price. Beautiful heads of broccoli this week. Oh, cabbage, I need to get my receipt. Cabbage, 97 cents a pound. This head was $3.34. I only picked up 3 tomatoes because we still have 4 tomatoes left in the fridge from last week. So they were $1.97 a pound, so this was $1.65 for the 3 tomatoes. Mushrooms, $1.97 a package, that's the regular price. English cucumber, $1.97. It does seem like a really nice one though. I do have some carrots left, but where I'm doing the freezer meals, I decided to pick up another bag, $1.97 for the 2-pound bag. And they had honeydew and cantaloupe on this week, both for $1.97, but they didn't have any honeydew. So I was going to get 2 of each, but instead I got my limit of 4. I got 4 cantaloupe. And I picked these up, frozen onion rings. Onion rings are one of my husband's absolute favorites. I never make them because they make such a big mess. $5.97. I think it's a fairly big bag. Yeah, 900 grams for a 2-pound bag. So we'll be having those for supper tonight. I took some pork out last night, and I'll be getting it marinated once I get all this put away. I picked up 2 more of these Jell-O, $1.97 for the 4-pack. I do keep some snacks in the house, especially if we're going to have beach trip days or lake days. Really easy to throw in a bag. And in the same tune, these Rice Krispies for the 8 packs were 97 cents. And I think they are expired June 7th, but it's a Rice Krispie bar. So my total at Gateway, oh right, my total's not my total. So my total at Gateway is $56.20 for a savings of $88.16. However, I picked up a box of those noodles for a friend of mine. So if I take that amount off, it comes to $43.23. Yeah, she just couldn't get in there today, so she asked me if I pick up a box of those noodles for her. So then I swung over to No Frills. So now that they have a new No Frills in Woodside or whatever, near Dartmouth General Hospital, yeah, it's a lot easier to get into. Their pantry staples are great price. And where I'm starting to do some freezer meals, I decided to stock up on a few things I was running low on. So I picked up the milk there. It was $6.94. And then this is a soy sauce in behind. That was $3.29. This is a thing of black pepper. It's 540 gram. Was $10. I probably can get this cheaper somewhere. I didn't do much price comparison. They did have the Sriracha spice ground pepper in there, and it was $9.50, but it was only for 400 grams. So I just got this one, 540 grams. Seemed like it was the best deal. There might be a better deal out there, but I am completely out of pepper. I got an oyster sauce. I forget how much that was. $4.49, I want to say. $4.29. And a Worcestershire sauce, I believe, was $3 even. Yep. Cocoa was $8, but at least it's the bigger size. So last time I got cocoa, it was only half that size, or maybe less than half that size, and it's almost gone. So I'll just fill up my glass jar of cocoa, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us through the summer. And I picked up another baking powder as well. 450 gram was $5. They had ground cumin there. They don't have ground cumin in my store. How much was the ground cumin? $6.50, but the 400 grams. We use cumin a lot, especially anything with tomatoes or beef in it. And I do use a lot of it in my salsa, which I will be canning probably in October, but I'll still have that probably back to October. I picked up 1 pack of lasagna noodles. They were $2.50. I plan on doing 4 lasagnas for freezer meals, and I think this will do 2. And then I have a package of wonton wrappers I'm going to try as lasagna noodles. Oh, it's almost canning season. Here, I'll sit right in this chair. It's almost canning season, so I thought I'd grab pickling salt while I could, and it was on sale. It was $2.99, I want to say. Yes, $2.99. I think it's... I don't know the regular price at No Frills. I can look it up. But my regular price at my grocery store, I think, is $4.29. So I picked up 3. And yes, I will definitely go through those in one canning season. I'll probably go through more. Tomato paste was on sale for 75 cents. I bought 6. Oh, yeah, 6. When I make my lasagnas and stuff, I'll add a can of tomato paste because my homemade tomato sauce, some of it is a little on the runnier side than others. So I'll just add a can of store-bought tomato paste. This is also something of a thought for freezer meals. I bought these cheese strings, so I'm going to have to hide these from these kids. I bought these because I think they'll give me a good cheese pull if I do like some hors d'oeuvre type items. And who doesn't love good cheese pull? And then a bag of potatoes. I buy maybe 2 or 3 bags of potatoes a year. I believe this is my first one of this year. We just planted all our potatoes and they won't be ready for a little while, but I want to do up some shepherd's pies as well for freezer meals. So the 10-pound bag was not a great price, but an okay price. It was $4.99. Oh, did I forget my watermelon? The watermelon was $6.99. Now, that'll probably be in a couple weeks, a lot cheaper. However, where I did get the honeydew, I wanted to get the watermelon, and $6.99 is okay. And it's been so long since we had watermelon, so I picked one of those up as well. Is that everything I bought there? I believe so. So my total at No Frills was $86.97, and I was able to use some points on that, so that's great. So then I'll do No Frills flash food. So my flash food was in 2 orders. One I did last night, and then I did another one this morning. So the first one, the one I did last night, was 3 packages, 500 grams each, of mild cheddar. I paid $4.50 each, and then with the tax and service fee came to $14.27 for 1.5 kilograms of cheese. I'm just gonna move those over there for a second. So then this morning there was more cheese. So I picked up what they had, which was 2 more, and these were $5 each. Those ones I got for $4.50. These ones I got for $5. Maybe the date's a little bit less out. But they also had these 2-pound, the 900 grams of the cheddar smokies, which we really like these ones. These were $5 each. Let me just look at my, yes, $5 each. So $5 for those 2 cheeses, $5 for each of the smokies, and I got 3. And then they had ricotta cheese. This is something I buy very rarely, but I thought where I was doing lasagnas. And they were $3.74 each for the 1 pound, 454 gram packages. So my second flash food order at No Frills was $34.33. Okay. Then last night I checked flash food at Superstore because I knew I was going to go there, and they had frozen blocks of cheese. This cheese is really nice, and it is lactose free, but I don't notice a difference at all. Each of these big blocks, the 690 grams of the really good cheese, was $5, and then each of the 2 blocks of the old 400 grams was $4.50. So that was at my local Superstore. So my total there came to $20.06. And just because I don't want to miss a deal, I checked again before I went in the store and did another flash food order. They really Wednesday bakeries. If that, I don't know if that's all Nova Scotia stores, but mine seems to be consistently Wednesdays. They go through their bakery department. So I bought a 12-pack of croissant buns. They were $1. Then they also had a 6-pack. They were 50 cents. They had these assorted rolls again. You know I love these. These were 25 cents each for a 6-pack. They had 2 red velvet cakes. They were $1 each. And then they had a pack of avocados. 5-pack was $1. And the girl was super nice, and she went through the bags that were there, and she picked one out that actually feels great. Very appreciated. So my total for that flash food was $5.29. So right now I'm going to insert a little video that I took on Sunday, my first Superstore buy. So I'm doing my groceries in 2 lots this week. I'll post this video on Wednesday, but today is Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there. So I stopped in at Superstore because they have a 4-day sale on this salmon, and then you have points back. So we're going to smoke one of these today for our little Father's Day dinner, and then I'm going to can the other 2. Okay, so I'll show you everything I got. So I picked up whipped topping. I know I can make this cheaper, but it was $5, but I want to do like a strawberry shortcake for dessert tonight. So I got to think of that just to make it easy. The salmon was $10.99 a pound, which is on sale. So $24.23 a kilogram. So I got one for $15.07, one for $16.57, and one for $18.95. And then for every $25 you spent on seafood, you got 5,000 points back. So that's like $5. So I spent $50.59 on seafood and got $10 back in points. And then these were in the sale pile. We absolutely love Swiss cheese. You've probably seen on here me talk about Swiss cheese before. The 225 gram, and these were $3.99 on sale. So we picked up 4, and no, we didn't take all of them. There was still more there. Everything you see here came to $71.55, and then I got $10 back in points. So $61.55 to start our week. Okay, so that brings us to today, my second Superstore buy. So I'll just show you that 2 packs of salmon made 8 half-pint jars of canned salmon. I love this stuff. It's so good, and it's great for throwing on top of a salad. That's my favorite way to do it. I then picked up, today I picked up 2 of the blend. They were $3.79 each. And then I picked up a 1 jug of vinegar. It's on rollback right now for $2, but I only bought 1. What I'm trying to do here is trigger a points offer. So in a week or 2, this is on sale until July 6th. I'm hoping I'll get either a personal offer or a total spend offer or both, and I can combine them with the $2 vinegar because I would like to buy at least 10. That's for doing pickles. So my total at Superstore today was $7.06 for the 2 blend and the white vinegar. And then the $61.55 in addition from my Sunday purchases. Then I have one more purchase. We are not quite out of toilet paper, but we're getting close. We're probably within 2 weeks out. So I really love to buy my toilet paper a whole year at a time. However, I have not got a deal on toilet paper in ages. So much like the vinegar, I'm buying one. So this is regular, I think $22.99. It was $17.99, so not a great deal. But what I'm doing is I'm hoping to trigger another offer so that I can buy my year's supply of toilet paper. And a year's supply of us is 4 of these. So if I can get an offer in the next couple weeks that it makes sense to buy 3 at once, that is what I'll do. So my total for this, which is going into my personal care category, this will be added on at the end of the year as my total year spend, but I'm just keeping it in a separate category. So that was with taxes, it was $20.51. Whew, that was a big grocery haul. All right, so for my giant haul this week, which will hopefully turn into several freezer meals for this summer, came to $272.74. All right, thanks so much for hanging out with me. You have a great day. Bye now.